We all know the value of physical activity. Exercise is one of the simplest and most rewarding ways to shape and maintain a healthy body. But to build the best body you can, you must build muscle, and no other exercise is as effective at building muscle as weightlifting. Now, I know what you're saying. I don't want to look like Arnold Schwarzenegger, but Arnold would be the first to tell you that you don't have to be a professional bodybuilder to reap the benefits of strength training, whether you're a man or a woman.
The benefits of weight training, specifically for most people, are to increase their metabolism, which in turn will make them lose more weight. So a lot of people weight train with the idea of looking better in mind, but there's other benefits as well. You want to remember that weight training will decrease your risk of injury so that you're better capable of handling daily tasks of living.
Weightlifting not only builds muscle, it also increases bone density, which is important in the prevention of osteoporosis and arthritis. Pumping iron can also help pump up your immune system, and along with aerobic exercise, can help prevent many degenerative diseases, such as heart disease and cancer. Muscle is the best fat-burning tissue your body has, but it gets even better the more you get in shape. The more you use your muscles, the more energy they need to replenish themselves. And in the human body, energy means calories. Research has also shown that calories continue to burn faster and longer after a weightlifting workout. It boosts our metabolism so that we're still burning them even when we're at rest.
When you're sitting around watching TV, if you're carrying a pound of fat, it takes almost no energy to support that extra fat. But if you're carrying muscle, you have to burn more calories just to support that muscle in your body, whether you're laying in bed or sleeping or watching TV or running. So the more muscle you have compared to the more fat you have, the more calories you burn, the faster your metabolism.
Of course, to get to that point, you have to make sure that you keep a regular exercise program. Whether you're at home or at the gym, you should train a minimum of 30 minutes 3 or 4 times a week. There are 5 basic muscle groups: shoulders, chest, back, arms, and legs. Usually you do a variety of different exercise for each muscle group.
For the average person, a whole body workout is the best. So they're coming maybe 3 times a week and doing an exercise for every muscle group. Whereas another individual might come and they work out every single day doing weights, but they're splitting up their program. So one day might be a chest workout, the next day a back workout. So it's very specific to what your goals are. There's no wrong way to do it. It's whatever works for you, and you have to experiment and try new things all the time so your muscles will respond.
Each session should start with a warm-up that increases the blood circulation to the muscles. This will reduce muscle soreness and the chance of injury. The session should end with a cool down to allow the muscles to relax gradually. One complete exercise movement is called a repetition, from starting position and back again. Each rep should take you through a full range of motion.
For a muscle to work properly, it has to be fully extended and then fully contracted. If it's just expanding a little bit and contracting a little bit, it's not working properly. For it to work properly, it has to fully extend and then fully contract, which is why we need the full range of motion.
A set is made up of the number of repetitions you do. Low weight, high rep sets are aimed more for cardiovascular training, while heavy weight, low rep sets are designed to increase strength. You should do a minimum of 3 sets per exercise.
More is not more when it comes to weight training, because usually that indicates your risk of injury is definitely higher. When you pound on more weights, your form is neglected, and therefore your risk of injury is that much more. So definitely you can see results from using less weight and more repetition.
And you often see people jerking their bodies around trying to lift weight because it's too heavy for them, but they want to lift the heavy weight, so they have to use, for example, a bicep curl. They'll lean back to use their back to lift the weight and not their arms. So control is very important. Nice and slow to make sure that the muscle you're working is actually doing the work.
Muscles also need time to recuperate between sessions. How much depends on your fitness level, the intensity of your workout, and how well nourished your muscles are.
Muscle soreness is to be expected, but it should be enough that you can continue daily living, a little bit of discomfort, but nothing severe. There's no such thing as no pain, no gain. That philosophy is definitely not what you want to have in mind when starting a weight training program.
Almost every nutrient is involved in the contraction, relaxation, and repair of our muscles. Muscle needs a healthy mix of protein and complex carbohydrates, and the vitamins and minerals necessary to utilize the protein most effectively.
Proper nutrition and weight training is so important. And in the gym, you're provoking the muscles to break down, and so out of the gym is actually when your muscles grow and repair and get stronger. So if you don't have proper nutrition, you're not allowing that process to happen.
But weight training isn't just about building bodies. It can also build self-esteem, self-confidence, and help ease the stress and tension of every day. Before taking on any strenuous physical activity, you should consult your healthcare professional, but don't let age stand in the way of your weight training program. When given the chance, the natural world is one of beauty and balance, home to a myriad of living things. But we all know what happens when that balance is altered. It puts the whole environment at risk. It's the same with the world that lives inside us, just as vast, just as complicated, and just as susceptible to environmental danger. The human body is also home to a myriad of organisms that ideally should live together in balanced harmony. One of them is a form of yeast called Candida. In a healthy environment, it is a harmless fungus confined to the lower bowels, the vagina, and the skin. It's kept in check by friendly neighborhood bacteria. But when that environment loses its balance, Candida can break out of its confines and proliferate in other areas of the body. When that happens, we get sick.
Candidiasis is actually referring to a complicated medical entity where the yeast is actually systemic throughout the body and results in all kinds of different symptoms in various body systems, whether it be mental symptoms like foggy thinking, headaches, genitourinary symptoms, gastrointestinal symptoms. It's very varied and so very difficult to diagnose.
Candidiasis is often overlooked as the source of the problem because its symptoms so closely match those of other conditions, but it can be very serious. Because it can travel to practically every organ and tissue in the body, candidiasis has been linked to almost every medical condition we know, from cancer and heart disease to alcoholism and AIDS. The causes of candidiasis are varied, but some of the most common might surprise you because they were originally designed to help us, not harm us. Candidiasis has been called the disease of the 20th century, one that many believe is the result of medical developments such as the birth control pill, chemotherapy drugs, estrogen replacement therapy, and in particular, antibiotics.
The bacteria that are supposed to be found in your intestines, namely Acidophilus and Bifidus, are two bacteria that should predominate, play a very major role in your health and immunity, your overall immune system. So that when these bacteria get killed off, 9 times out of 10, what is going to replace them is Candida yeast.
Even short-term use of antibiotics can eliminate good bacteria, which normally keeps yeast infections at bay, which is why children are also susceptible to yeast infections that can manifest themselves as diaper rash, itchy scalps, lethargy, and a craving for sweets.
I've found a surprisingly large number of people who have ADD, children especially, who have a chronic fungal infection going on, either on their skin, you can see it, or you can see it systemically. We've done some lab testing where we actually find these overgrowths of various microbes in bloodstreams.
Medication isn't the only culprit. When we feed ourselves, we feed the microbes that live inside us. And with our Western diet, we often give Candida its favorite food.
Women with these chronic infections generally crave simple carbohydrates, sugars, breads, things that yeast will grow on, live on, or things that actually contain yeast. So you really need to eliminate those things from the diet and incorporate a whole food, very clean, very pure diet for a period of time.
Vitamins and minerals play a vital role in building the body's immune system, its resistance to infection, and should be taken as supplements to your diet. Both acidophilus and bifidobacteria should also be taken as supplements to repopulate the body with friendly bacteria that can battle the fungus at close quarters. The live cultures in plain natural yogurt are also important, and not only as a snack.
Yogurt, plain, unsweetened, no fruit added yogurt could be used topically, either inserted with some kind of a speculum into the vagina or just used topically for the itching that occurs. As long as there is live bacteria in the yogurt, it will help to balance the yeast.
Herbal remedies are often used in the fight against yeast infections, sometimes as a tea or a tablet, and sometimes as a douche or suppository. Golden seal, for example, encourages the growth of friendly bacteria in the body. So does a green food supplement, which also helps prevent the spread of fungal infection.
And maybe use natural remedies like oil of oregano, taken under the tongue, gets into the system and works systemically to basically kill any kind of fungus or yeast in the system, as well as viruses and bacteria and even parasites. Some women can use a tea tree oil type of vaginal douching material, which is very effective for cleaning out that area and preventing yeast from growing. And also it tends to kill off the yeast in that area as well.
Garlic is an age-old remedy, particularly effective as an antifungal agent, and so is something called caprylic acid, a fatty acid found in coconut oil. It's important when dealing with something as serious as candidiasis that you get help from a qualified healthcare provider who can guide you through some of these natural remedies before you try them on your own. And as always, remember that natural methods of healing work best when they're part of a holistic approach to every aspect of your life and lifestyle. It's all part of a journey that we can take every day to a place beyond medicine.